It's my birthday, so I'm feeling bold. I'm officially entering the last year of my 20s. I'm skating the edge of my 30s. That 30, flirty, and thriving life is like within reach, and I'm excited about it. I'm welcoming it. I am Jess, and I usually make videos on minimalism, slow living, and intentional motherhood. But today is a very special day. I thought it would be fun to share 20 lessons I learned oftentimes the hard way that I am going to talk to and tell my 19-year-old self. So sit down, baby Jess. You got lots to talk about. Stop buying jeans you can only button when you're standing up. That's not your size. They're not for you, babe. Saying I don't know is not in the middle of defeat. It's not a bad thing. There's no need to be insecure about it. It's actually the invitation and the first step that you need to grow, that you need to be able to understand other people better. You don't know nearly as much as you think you do. So prepare to be humbled for like a decade. It's coming. Don't do keto. Just don't do it. Right now, it feels like the highest validation in your life is men thinking that you are beautiful. But it is an extremely exhausting cup to keep filling. And it is going to keep you in a place where you think that all that you can offer, all that you are, is kind of like a walking doll. And the truth is that this is not the boy's problem. You have the power to take that back and say, this is not where I'm going to find my identity. It's going to be very hard, but you can do it, and it's your responsibility. Very soon, you are going to meet your person. You are going to get married at 22 years old. Please remember that marriage is not about you. It's not about finding someone that will fix your issues or make you happy or be everything that you need. You are entering into a relationship that God is going to use to sanctify you both and help you grow and help you learn how to love another person more selflessly. And you will find so much more joy, so much more contentment in marriage when you choose grace. Grace, grace, more grace. Hormonal birth control is not going to fix your hormones. Your doctors keep telling you that, especially right now at 19. They keep telling you that the pill is the only option. It's not. Tune into your cycle. You don't want to because sitting in your body is uncomfortable for you right now. Suppressing your body, ignoring it, that's not freedom. You will see soon that learning your cycle, interpreting it, being able to be in touch with your body, being able to embrace the way that God made your body, it's gonna open a whole new world for you. You're gonna find healing physically and emotionally. You are gonna feel so much more empowered that way. Trust me. Trust me. I'm from the future. Stop reading so many romance novels. It's not good for your brain. It is always better to be slow to speak, quick to listen. Trust me. And a gracious response goes a very, very long way. Even when people are cruel, even when people say mean things online, even when people mean malice towards you, you can choose to take that on personally and get really offended by it, or you can choose grace and distance. Trust me, it is way more fun the latter way. Stop under eating. Signed, older me that had to undo so much of the damage you caused. Pray more. God is not inconvenienced by you, honey. He is not disappointed. You will see in time that he is gracious and he is kind, and running to him is way more fulfilling than running to men, running to online, running to other people for validation. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Please stop shopping so much. You literally have like no money. So stop doing that. Stop doing that. Also, the minimum payment on your credit card is not a suggestion. You have to pay that. Actually, you should pay as much as possible because credit card debt is not something you want to accrue. So don't just let that sit there. So please pay that off soon, preferably with all the money you're spending on things that you don't need, like expensive skincare that didn't even work. Stop buying expensive skincare that doesn't work. Please. Also signed older me whose skin barrier was because of it. Less is more. Less is more. Less is more. You grew up thinking that gentleness is weakness. It's vulnerability. But you will come to learn that your inability to accept grace for yourself is causing you to be graceless and harsh with other people, especially the people you love the most. I don't think you realize this right now, but you have a lot of fear about motherhood, a lot of hang-ups, and a lot of narratives about what being a mom means. Feeling like you're gonna lose yourself, feeling like your life ends, feeling like you don't matter once you become a mom. Those are not true. You feel them for sure, but they're not the truth. They're actually narratives that you have built and learned about motherhood, and that does not have to be the case. You can actually experience such incredible joy in motherhood. It can be fulfilling. You can find a completely new version of yourself that is infinitely more purposeful and stable and mature. And those narratives that you're carrying are going to steal the joy from motherhood. And it might create this cycle where you're affirming what you believed about motherhood to be the case, not knowing that you have a lot more agency in this than you think. There is a different way. There is. But you have to undo those lies. You have to confront them and where they came from. And it's a lot of work. I'm actually not going to tell you how much work because you might be scared. Being a mom is amazing, and you are grateful to have done the work. And on that note, really good counseling is worth the money. Don't compare your child to other children. You've heard like comparison is a thief of joy, and it is, but really, really don't compare your child to other children. It is going to be so tempting to compare her sleep and how much she needs you and how much she nurses at night. It's going to be so tempting to compare that to other kids. It is the quickest way to steal joy from your relationship with her. God gave you her to parent. Her as an individual with her strengths and weaknesses, with her own needs. Your job is to parent her. Keep your eyes on her, not all the kids around you. Pray for guidance, and don't Google so much in the middle of the night. Dairy is not a scary food. Neither is gluten. You're lactose intolerant because you have like 10 years worth of gut issues, not because you ate the piece of cheese. But trust me, it gets better. You will be able to drink milk and have cheese and have dairy, no problem. So get excited. Something that took me a long time to learn is that anger is grief pretending. Sit with that a moment, you little hothead who feels angry very often. Nothing in your 20s is gonna go according to plan. Right now at 19, you're looking ahead at your 20s and you have an idea of all these markers of success. And it all has to do with achieving, rushing, and external markers. For me, a lot of my 20s were marked with great insecurity, not knowing who I was, not being secure in my identity. And I think one of the reasons why it was so painful was because I had such an expectation of what my 20s was supposed to be. And if that's you, if right now birthdays are marked by disappointment because you are not where you thought you would be, I just want to give a word of encouragement to you. I would get so discouraged because what I wanted to happen, what I had planned to happen was not what was happening, and there would be this massive conflict. And in the last few years especially, I have been humbled to instead start looking at them as opportunities to grow in my marriage, in my faith, in motherhood, to ask what this is trying to teach me, and to see things that come up in myself that need to be confronted, healed, and worked through, instead of shoving them down in favor of just controlling. Honestly, from the outside, if you would have told me, just like run on a resume list where I was in my life now, if you would have told me that at 20, I would have felt disappointed because my value system was based on career, money, status, and exactly what I wanted to happen happening. And yet, the joy that I've been able to experience now versus the joy that was, it was literally non-existent at that season of my life. It's such a dichotomy. I know everyone says your 20s are for searching, your 20s are for striving, but maybe the searching and striving is not for more ways to prove that you are worthy to other people. Maybe it's this beautiful opportunity to step into a different kind of life. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. I got birthday cake to eat.